Does anyone here notice that they struggle with falling asleep at night, that they suffer from anxiety, stress, or depression? With the fast pace that life has us going, it's not surprising if you do suffer from any of these issues, and it's also nothing to be embarrassed about. I know I personally have struggled with getting decent sleep, bouts of anxiety, and stress. Physical activity that is moderate to extreme can help these issues without having first to resort to taking medications. Doing moderate to extreme workouts weekly can help improve mental health. It's important to know that there are alternative options to mental health issues other than relying on medicating first. My information has come from websites such as the CDC, as well as gathered information from people, myself included, on how exercise has improved their mental health. I will be discussing how exercise can improve your anxiety, stress, and depression, as well as your sleep quality. Now that we've reviewed what we'll be going over, let's first talk about how working out can improve anxiety and depression. I know what you're thinking. With depression and anxiety, you struggle to get out of bed some days. So how are you supposed to convince yourself to get out there and exercise? Well, for myself, one day I had decided I needed some fresh air and just walked. I realized how much it lowered my anxiety I was experiencing in the moment, and from there on out, I decided that when I was having bouts of anxiety, I would take my walk. Participating in physical activity is a great way to release endorphins, which lowers your depression and anxiety. Anxiety affects 40 million adults, and depression affects 18 million adults in the US, which is a surprisingly big number. According to Anxiety and Depression Association of America, those doing physical activity were 25% less at risk of developing anxiety and depression in a 5-year span. For those suffering with anxiety, it helps to focus on your steps, your surroundings, your breathing, as it will serve as a distraction from the anxiety that you're experiencing and gives you something new to focus on. I've had struggles with anxiety myself, so I know firsthand how hard it is to pull yourself from that feeling. But getting outside for 30 minutes a day has helped me lower my anxiety levels and bouts of anxiety throughout the day. Physical activity is a much better alternative for those worried about the side effects and risks of medications. Endorphins are a better alternative as there is no worry of becoming reliant or addicted to any of these drugs. Studies have shown mild to moderate anxiety and depression can be healed by exercise and physical activity, but it is highly underused and underprescribed as a first option before medicating. Releasing endorphins, which occur during physical activity such as walking, help your brain in lowering its perception of pain, and it can give the body a similar feeling to which you'd feel taking medications such as morphine. Another benefit of physical activity is lowering your stress levels, which I'm sure we all experience at some point. Physical activity improves your stress levels exponentially. Stress can cause tension in the body, and I know when you're stressed, last thing people think of is exercising and how that's going to help your stress. But when you do activities such as stretching or yoga, it can release the tension from your body. Along with releasing endorphins, which is also beneficial for stress, not just depression and anxiety, it lowers cortisol levels. Exercise lowers the cortisol levels in your body in the evening, which is also linked to getting better sleep at night, which we'll talk about later. In order to lower cortisol levels in your body, exercise has to become a regular routine in your daily. As mentioned above, with the lower cortisol levels comes better sleep. So now we'll talk about other ways physical activity can improve your sleep. It improves your sleep quality because it helps you exert energy throughout the day, therefore tiring you out naturally. About 1/3 of adults in America don't get enough sleep on a daily basis. And I know myself, with 2 little ones, I definitely struggle with that as well. Dr. DeRoop of the Cleveland Clinic states that activity increases your natural drive for sleep at night, even with simple household tasks or a short brisk walk. I know some people would argue, well, I can take melatonin for sleep, but there are recent studies that show that is actually more detrimental on your natural production of it. It is not regulated by the FDA either, which means that the levels aren't even throughout the medications that you're taking. I spoke with some family members who had suggested this prior to doing this speech, and they said once they made a habit of walking daily, they noticed their sleep quality had improved exponentially. Aerobic exercise has been proven to be the best for helping those who have poor sleep patterns and linked to helping those with insomnia as well. improving length of time and quality of sleep, according to Dr. Michael Bruce. Now, to review why more people need to incorporate physical activity in their daily routines. Physical activity produces higher levels of endorphins, improving anxiety, depression, and stress without taking your medications, lowers cortisol levels, improving your stress and sleep quality, and it's great for your overall health. Don't you think it's time to take mental health into your own hands and start with something as simple as incorporating physical activity into your daily routine? It only takes 21 days to create a habit, and that helps better yourself. It doesn't have to be expensive to start, as you can get started walking outside or balling small weights, such as these.